Police can legally enter your home without a warrant if they're chasing a suspect. And if they see anything illegal while they're inside.
Bro, imagine I'm eating dinner and a nigga jumps through my window. Ah! Who pays for it now?
They can arrest you for it, even though you had nothing to do with the chase.
Huh? There's a this you? Nigga, focus on your target.
Own backyard. But before we get to the weirdest laws of all, we're starting with the
Bro, but this shit in Japanese is crazy.
most common myths right here
He said,
at the police
arigato.
station.
Just tell us it was you. We found your fingerprints at the scene.
One of the most common legal myths people believe is that police can't lie, but they can, and
They do be lying all the time. Talk about, yo, we found your fingerprints. First off, my fingerprints aren't even in the system, buddy. You don't know that's me. You don't know. Actually, we have this video. Yeah, we have you on fucking video. That's AI. Bro, we have that excuse now. This literally isn't AI. Nigga, this is our cameras. It's AI.
they do.
Your buddy in the other room already talked.
Police are trained to lie during interrogations to get you talking. They'll say your friend confessed, they have your fingerprints, or things will go easier if you just talk. Myth number 2, asking for a lawyer makes you look guilty. It doesn't. Talking without one, that's what actually gets people in trouble.
Unless I'm under arrest, I'd like to leave, or I want a lawyer.
Unless I'm under arrest, I'd like to leave.
Say what you want. There's nobody in the room.
Even if the police leave the room, always remember the recording never stops. They're also not required to tell you you're being recorded. Myth 6, if you're in an
Yo.
interrogation room, you have to stay. Unless
Is it-
you're
I already
arrested
know
or
if they're making a
detained,
game?
you're free to leave.
Man.
Just ask, am I free to go? If they
So
say
they
yes,
start
get up
swinging?
and walk out.
They said, hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie, we turned the recording off. Now talk.
Okay.
There are way more legal myths I have to show you, like whether you can legally turn around at a DUI checkpoint, if you're allowed to smash a car window to save a dog, and whether flipping off a cop can get you arrested. A lot of people believe that if you're given a speeding ticket, you have to pay it no matter what. But if the police officer makes a serious mistake on it, like the wrong date, plate
If someone comes in and says that's the wrong guy after beating you up.
That's not him.
number or location, or the officer doesn't show up in court, you can sometimes get the ticket dismissed. Next is where people really mess up. They believe that signing a ticket is an admission of guilt, but really it just means you agree to show up in court. In some states, refusing to sign a ticket could get you arrested.
Can I see your
I've never had to sign a ticket. That's crazy.
license and registration?
This is another big myth. A lot of people believe that when a police officer asks for your ID, you don't have to show it, but that's only true in certain situations.
Give me your ID. Come on.
If you're walking and the officer doesn't have reasonable suspicion you've committed a crime, then you usually do not have to show ID. But if you're driving your car and get pulled over, every state requires you to show your license.
You gotta show your driver's license.
What's in the trunk? Can I search your car?
Police generally can't search your car without your permission, a warrant, or probable cause, like smelling alcohol. I don't consent to a search of my car.
All right, he got me.
Can I search your car?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, there's a DUI checkpoint up ahead. It's a place where police officers check to see if drivers are under the influence. I've seen people argue that police have to post the exact location of DUI checkpoints online. That's not always true. In states like California, they're supposed to give advance notice about checkpoints, but it's not required. And in states like Iowa, DUI checkpoints are banned entirely. What most people don't realize, you can legally turn around before a checkpoint, as long as you follow traffic laws. One of the most common myths that I see online is
Nigga, why you giving, bro? I'm not gonna lie, I would not teach game to a nigga that's drunk driving. I'm not gonna lie. I know DUI don't always encompass alcohol, right? But let's be real, I'm pretty sure that is the highest percentage of DUIs. I do not condone drunk driving.
that it's illegal to flash your headlights to warn other drivers about the police. But it's often legal. Courts treat it as protected speech under the First Amendment. But certain states have restrictions on when and how you can flash your headlights, so check your local laws. But one of the wildest things people don't realize is that in a real emergency, a police officer can legally take your car.
Okay.
It's rare, but if they're chasing a possible suspect or in an emergency, there's no law stopping them. Next, most people know you legally have to stop at a stop sign.
What? Do you know how inconvenient that is? Oh my gosh! My car! My car! My car! car. Yeah. He said, yeah, sorry, I ran into a propane tank. Oh my gosh. How are you okay? I'm not gonna lie, a police driving another person's vehicle, I can't imagine that they're too worried about getting that shit scraped up and fucked up. What did you do to my car?
My shit leaning.
But what about if the stop sign is on private property? Well, unlike public stop signs, there usually isn't a law that forces you to stop. Though not
Oh, okay. Private property stop signs. Got it. I was about to say, I'm like, what?
stopping could lead to a crash, which means you could be sued. Another myth, that flipping off a cop will get you arrested. It's actually protected under the First Amendment. But just because it's legal doesn't mean it's a good idea, and it can lead to a lot more trouble. If you're rescuing a dog trapped in a hot car,
bro.
in some states you can break the window. It's called a Good Samaritan or hot car rescue law. But you should always check your state laws, confirm the
Baby
doors
dog.
are locked, call emergency services, and make sure the animal's in real danger.
He's in real danger. We saved him.
Nice job. But now I'm going to show you what your school
Baby dog.
can and can't legally do.
Hey, you! Right now, give me that bag.
Wait, no, don't you need a warrant for that?
Most teachers think they can just search your bag, but the truth is they can't. Teachers need reasonable suspicion you're breaking a law or school rule.
I'm going through your bag.
No, no.
They can't just demand to look through your stuff.
Well,
Fine, but you're staying after class.
Mike, is that even legal?
Teachers can't physically block students from leaving except in rare emergency situations. That could be false imprisonment.
Fine.
False
But-
imprisonment.
You should know if you do leave, you could get worse punishments, like suspension.
All right, thanks, Mike.
I tried. A lot of people don't realize that schools can punish you for stuff you post online, even if it's posted outside of school. But only if it causes a big disruption at school or targets a student or teacher. That's why you should always think twice before posting online. Oh, and while schools can't randomly drug test the entire student body, they can randomly drug test you if you participate in school-sponsored extracurricular activities, like chess club, debate, or sports.
You're
And while we're on the
finished.
topic of schools, most people assume spanking is outlawed,
some of our
but
teachers
some
broken
states
the
still
law?
allow
Got it?
I know it's weird. This next
No,
set of
deadass.
laws, they control what you can do in and around
I've definitely had teachers stand at the door preventing students from leaving before.
your own home. Whoa!
Who the fuck is drug testing the chess club? Hey, after Queen's Gambit came out on Netflix, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's that crazy to drug test these niggas now, bro. They could be on Adderall or some shit.
This house has booby traps. Building traps that could hurt someone is illegal, even if the intention is to prevent break-ins. The law doesn't allow traps that could hurt someone, just to defend property. What's even crazier is that if someone trespasses on private property and gets injured, like falling into an uncovered hole that the owner knew about, the trespasser can sue the owner. Most people think they're informed, but what they're really seeing is outrage, fear, and whatever gets clicks. That's why I partnered with Ground News. It's a website and app built by a former NASA.
Wait, you can try to break into somebody's house and if you got hurt, sue the niggas because they had it booby trapped?
For example, check out this story on the CBO saying Trump's tax bill will add $2.4 trillion to deficit and leave 11 million on center and 23 injured takeaway. One left-leaning outlet says billion reasons sidewalk. Most people assume the sidewalk in front of their house belongs to them, but in most places, it's actually public property and owned by the city. However, even though you don't own the sidewalk, local laws may still make you responsible for keeping it safe, like shoveling snow and clearing ice. I also love their blind spot feed. It shows stories one side barely covers.
Got me fucked up. How you gonna require me to upkeep your property? You do it.
Like this article on Harvard suing over frozen research grants. Right-leaning outlets ran it. Left-leaning barely mentioned it. That gap matters if you want the full picture. Next, some areas require a permit for garage sales because doing too many can make it look like you're running an unlicensed business. Right now, you can get unlimited access to global news coverage with the Ground News Vantage plan. I'm giving you 40%
Hey,
off. So
y'all
5
did
or
it,
10
that-
kids need a permit to sell things, like to subscribe. Don't miss out. In some places, kids need a permit to sell things like lemonade, cookies, or crafts. Some cities have become more relaxed about this, but in others, those stands can still get shut down.
Oh man.
But don't worry, I already
Shutting down a lemonade or cookie stand has to be the most host shit you can possibly do. Nigga, why are you pocket watching? You need to take your grumpy ass back in the house. Far be it from me. Give a fuck if these kids is making a bag off lemonade. He said we don't pay taxes, right, chat?
No, wrong, Chad.
He said, nah, these kids gotta learn what a W-2 is.
already got you a permit.
Yay!
Now let's go inside. A lot of people think their landlords always need permission to enter their home, but in an
Hell no.
emergency like a fire or flood, the landlord can legally come in, even without asking. Next is one of my
Oh,
favorites.
I was about to say, I thought he was about to say landlords can just walk in. I'm like, no, what?
Police can legally enter your home without a warrant if they're chasing a suspect. It's called hot pursuit. And
No!
if they see anything illegal while they're inside,
Bro, imagine a nigga jumps through my window.
Ah!
My shit! Who pays for it now?
they can arrest you for it, even though you had nothing to do with the chase.
Huh? There's a This you? Nigga, focus on your target.
Fuck that shit. That nigga's fast. You're going to jail, buddy.
I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers building secret gaming rooms or hideouts in their homes. And underneath those videos, there are always comments saying it's illegal or you need a permit. But in most states, there's no law against making a secret room. As long as you're not making big structural changes, if you're just turning an existing space into a hidden room and putting a bookshelf over the door, that's usually legal. Now let's go to the backyard. One of the weirdest legal myths is that you can't bury a loved one in your own backyard. But in some states, it's allowed, as long as you follow zoning laws, file the right paperwork, and meet local health codes.
Not only that, if you do bury a family member in your backyard, you legally own that land now. You will not have to pay property taxes if you literally have the paperwork to show that a family member is buried on your home. He said, why could you do that though? Or why would you do that though? I don't know.
Yeah, so I buried 4 of my family members on my property, so now I get paid.
This is hard work. Just don't do it without telling your neighbors, unless you want rumors starting. And while we're in the backyard, another legal myth, that you can burn your trash whenever you want. Not true. Most cities ban open burning unless you have a permit. But there's one more housing law I have to talk about, and it's one of the most viral myths out there. It's called squatting. It's when someone enters and stays in a home without permission. A lot of people think the law protects squatters immediately, but it doesn't. To actually take over a property, squatters need to qualify under something called adverse possession.
Can you keep it down?
And to do that, they usually have to meet a strict list of legal requirements. Now I'm going to show you the 14 weirdest legal myths of all. First up, the citizen's arrest. A lot of people think they can say, I'm a
Squatters' rights. If I walk into my house that I own and there is a stranger in there talking about I have squatters' rights.
arresting you anytime someone does something wrong. But most states have strict rules. You usually have to witness a serious crime and use reasonable force. If you mess it up, you could get charged with assault, false
He said, what's
imprisonment,
going on
or
with
both.
Caleb? I just got here. We're looking at weird laws, bro.
Did you know escaping prison isn't illegal in some countries? Places like Germany and Mexico see the urge for freedom as part of human nature. So the act of escaping prison isn't a crime. But if you assault a guard or steal a car on the way out, that's very illegal. And those acts can get you extra charges. One of the craziest myths is that people believe,
Wow, so you're allowed to try to escape prison. That's insane. I mean, it's just not a crime. They're still gonna try to catch you. No, 100% they'll try to catch you, but you're not gonna get like, you're not gonna get more time.
you only get one phone call when you get arrested. Most states allow a reasonable number of calls, which means multiple. Some jails will even let you use your own phone. One of the weirdest myths that keeps getting reposted is that you have to be in a car to use a fast food drive-thru. But that's not actually a law. You can walk through. What most people don't realize is that businesses have the right to refuse service. So if you try, they can still turn you away. What's even weirder is that in over 20 US states, you can legally take home. Which means multiple. Some jails will even let you use your own phone. One of the weirdest myths that keeps getting reposted is that you have to be in a car to use a fast food drive-thru. But
they do refuse service from people walking up drive-thrus. I've tried it before. I do not know why they do that shit. Because you're walking in a spot where cars are driving, so I could see them saying like, yeah, well, don't do that. So that you don't get hit by a car and try to sue. It's also just kind of fucking stupid. It's also kind of annoying.
That's not actually a law. You can walk through. What most people don't realize is that businesses have the right to refuse service. So if you try, they can still turn you away. What's even weirder is that in over 20 US states, you can legally take home and eat roadkill. Some even let you claim it through an app. Montana, Alaska, and West Virginia are especially chill about it, as long as you don't cause the accident yourself. Myth 42, you can't legally own a tank. Well, if it's demilitarized, it's legal. If the cannon works, you need to get an ATF permit. Owning a tank is expensive, but not illegal. Oh, and you don't legally have to report a crime just because you saw it. There's no general legal duty to call the police just because you witnessed a crime. A few states require it, but only for serious felonies, and even then, it's rarely enforced. But if you hide a suspect, destroy evidence, or help someone escape, that's accessory after the fact, which is a crime. Many think surgeons must sleep a certain amount of hours before they operate. Surprisingly, this is false. There's actually no law that forces them to rest. Hospitals might have rules or shift limits, but legally, a surgeon can operate with zero sleep. If they mess up, it's usually a lawsuit.
Worst thing to see when you're about to go into surgery and you got the little mask on to go under and you see your surgeon yawning. Man, I got like no sleep last night. Bro, I'm about to make that a video. I'm making that a video, bro. I'm making that a video. Oh my gosh. No. Bro, you got it's too late. I got like no sleep last night. Oh my God. With or without context, it shows. All right.
Crime. You'll be
Bro, that's
surprised to
just
learn that
stupid as hell.
dumpster diving is technically legal. Once trash hits the curb, it's considered abandoned. No privacy
I'm not gonna lie,
rights.
I never thought dumpster diving was illegal. I never thought dumpster diving was illegal.
But if you step onto private property to get it, or your city bans it outright, you could still get fined or arrested. Myth number 47, it's illegal to marry your step-sibling. Actually, it's totally legal. Dozens of cities have sit-lie ordinances that ban sitting, lying down, or even placing your stuff on sidewalks during certain hours. They're controversial, but still enforced. And finally, number 50, if you find money on the ground, whether it's $100 or $1 million, most people believe it's finders keepers. But finders keepers isn't a real legal rule. If you find something valuable and don't try to return it, you could be charged with theft. Most states require turning it into police or making a real effort to find the owner.
Hey, Mike, I think you got this.
Because you subscribe, you can have it.
Real team.
What? Oh my God.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If I find $100,000 on the ground, no, I didn't. If I find $100 on the ground,
No, the fuck I didn't.
I'm gonna earn that money one way or another and pay taxes on it. What money? What fucking money?
What color was it?
No, doesn't sound familiar whatsoever. All right, now go on. I never seen it. Gonna take me like a fucking year, but I'm going to hit every grocery store in this country and get change. He said, Caleb, I'm on your side, but bro.